Hi, sorry. I should have said hello. I was like trying to do something again. I don't know if I'm gonna get it to work. Hi, Kara. How you doing, honey? Oh yeah, I guess as long as I'm on it, then it's fine. Well, then I should definitely check it out over here. Just give me a sec, guys, and welcome. As you're coming in, throw up a like sign. It's hey, Georgie girl, how you doing? It's a great way to show me that you support me, throwing up a like sign. So thank you. Thanks in advance. All right. Let's see. I hope you guys all have your drink, coffee. We have a couple of crazy stories. Both of them are a little bit older as well. So one more recently older than the other. So, okay, how do I see this? Maybe it's under... There's almost like no way for me to check these kinds of things beforehand. It's like I log in, I set it up, and I'm like, okay, so is everything working, you know? Sheesh. Hi, Yvette. Salut. Hey, Chica. Maybe it's going to be in here. Maybe not. Maybe it's on my channel? Sorry, guys. I know this. You're probably like, what is she talking about? I'm just trying to share it with my, connect it together with my other. Yeah, it is. Interesting. Okay, let me just click on this. I just want to see what it looks like. So cool. Now, if it would just unfreeze so that it's more of a live thing. I'm trying to see if it's actually catching my movement or what. But I think I have it. So the people who are logging in on Facebook can actually see our entire conversation, like even on the news feed, which is really cool. Like I like that, you know. It's a great way to include everybody kind of thing. So I just had to check that out and see if it works, and it works. Hallelujah. It's a little bit lagged, but I don't know. Whatever, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Hi, Amy. TGIS. Thank God it's Sherry. I hope you guys are having a safe and happy weekend. We're gonna be sharing a few stories today. I'm gonna start off with the oldest one, just because, in all honesty, like it happened so long ago. I've had some people message and ask me if I only cover like current stories, real, true, current, right now stories. And I mean, for the most part, yeah, but I like to cover any kind of a true story. So whether that just happened or it's something that has happened in the past, it really doesn't matter time frame wise. A heinous crime story is a heinous crime story, right? I mean, it is what it is. So you're seeing me on your desktop instead of your phone. Aw, you're so sweet. I'm pretty. You're so sweet. I wish I could see all of you guys, because I'm sure that we all have beautiful features. So hello, Heather. TGIS. Oh, quick announcement before we totally get started. The gift card, you guys, if you would believe this, I swear on the Bible, for real, I went to the store to pick this up, and this was literally the last one. There was no MasterCards. There was no other Visas. Everything else was to be loaded between $200 and $500. And I mean, I wasn't going to be getting like a reoccurring upload of money type card. I just wanted to give a gift card. So regardless that it's only the $25, it was really out of my control. I really wanted to do something more like 40, considering we were doing 2 jewelry giveaways as well this month. So regardless, I just thought I'd make a quick announcement. This is posted on the community page, you guys. So if you have not already entered, just go post your name up on there with an emoji or something, and we will get you entered in on this. The draw is on April 30th. 2 p.m., which is a Tuesday, coincidentally. So we're just going to be running our regular live showtime, and then we'll do the draw then. So my hair is super soft today, guys. The curls are not what they usually are, but whatever. So I included in the gift card the paper, just in case there's any complications. And I'm keeping the other receipt on my end, just in case there's any complications and we need to verify something or whatnot. So I have the purchase receipt, and this receipt has all the information that you need to use it and whatnot. It's already, the purchase fee is already paid for, so it's ready to go. I'm not sure. Like I've used these kind of cards before, so I don't remember ever needing information off of this, but I told the lady at the counter, like, it's a gift. So I just want to make sure whoever gets it is able to use it no matter where they are. So that was the explanation I got from the store. So I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. I went to the counter and was like, where's all the gift cards? And she was like, oh, there's 2 spots. There's these towers, and then there was a little section that had a bunch of other ones. And they have all kinds of restaurant ones and all kinds of stores. But I mean, you have to know what you're buying for somebody when you're doing that kind of a purchase, right? Do they love books, or do they want lingerie, or do they want food at a, McDonald's or something, right? So, I mean, in all honesty, I got there and I was like, where's all the gift cards? And there was nothing. I was lucky to find the last one, because I had streamed through it all, and then I realized, like, where the heck is everything? Because they're $200 to $500 was the only ones that were left. And I was like, okay, what the fiddle? So I went to the counter, and the lady was like, yeah, this is where the gift cards are, or right here. And so I looked in both sections, and I was just shocked. And this was at a local, like, Shoppers Drug Mart, which is like, like a drugstore that has everything all the time. It's always stocked. It's not like a corner store or something. So I'm like, where's all the gift cards? So I was shocked. But regardless, we are also doing like 3 giveaways this month too, right? So I was like, maybe it was a blessing in disguise or something. I don't know. Regardless, I hope whoever gets it likes it. Of course, there is a negative comment of how cheap it was, right? And I thought, okay, fine. I'll get on and explain what happened. But for all honesty, I'm really not lying. There was just the one. And so, like, that's the one I grabbed. Hello, Lisa Goodman. Welcome. Hey, Tambra. Tambra, I happen to have your name right here, honey. Do you want to be entered into the draw for the gift card, sweetie? It's a Visa. And I had seen your name, and I'm like, does she want me to enter her? Because you haven't commented yet, my dear. And you've entered into the other draws for other things. So, but yeah, definitely hit up the community page, folks. Just drop your name there, and I will definitely, I would love for somebody to want to use it because they won it from my channel or something. I mean, I guess it's your prerogative if you want to re-gift something that I'm giving away, but Amy, I'm not sure. Did you comment over on the community page, Amy? Because if you have commented there, then yes, I got you. If you haven't, then no. I didn't just throw anybody in because I don't want people who just genuinely don't really want it or didn't really need it or whatever. They didn't really like it. I didn't want to just enter everybody because you're a member on my channel. I wanted to enter people who really want to be entered to win, The community page, I guess you can find it when you go to my channel page, from what I hear from other creators. Let me just see. See, for me, it shows up like a little camera button, and when you click on it, you can go to posts. But for you guys, I think you find it through on the main channel when you're very first keying into somebody's channel. I guess there's a community tab or something, and you can go there. It's where I put posts. Like, if any of you guys notice the upside down photo of Nicole Kessinger, I put her picture on my community page to show you guys the difference in images from the mirror to the back of her. And the post for the gift card is literally right underneath it. I'm holding it. So maybe somebody else has a better answer as to how to find the community page. I'm not super great at explaining things all the time, right? Maybe I'm not even saying it properly. And you guys tend to see things differently than we do as the creator when you're uploading different things. So that's that. Interesting name. Welcome. Hello. We are all winners here. You're so cute, Tambra. Love the energy. You're so positive. I just love it. But I was told on the last time that we had this discussion from Laura that it was a community, like a button that you would click. So please let me know if you have some trouble finding it just by dropping a comment below and saying like you couldn't find it or something like that. That way I make sure that I find the comment and I can at least enter you. I don't want anybody to be left out. I usually always do a post showing a photo of everybody who entered as well, though. So okay, I think that announcement's kind of pretty well done, right? We're good. So I want to get into these stories here, folks. So my first story for you guys is about a lady named Mary Elizabeth Wilson. She was also known as Mary Widow or Windy Nook. She was a serial killer way back, like in the 1950s and 40s, and like a long time ago, you guys. She was so she was the last person that was sentenced to death in Durham, in the UK. However, the sentence wasn't actually carried out. It was commuted and switched over to like a prison sentence, which I thought was kind of interesting. I think it's a good thing, in my opinion, that the world has sort of realized that is maybe not the best way to go about taking, punishment into your own hands to administer to another human being or whatever. But back in the day, right, like before, the awareness of that, I want to choose my words carefully here, because in my opinion, it was the right way in that time. Like that was the way that they had sort of devised, the laws and punishing people for various things. So it's nice to see that we've evolved from like almost want to say like barbaric times of, just taking somebody else's life, regardless of what they've done, crime wise, Hi, Susan. How are you? What's up? How are you? I'm good. I'm well, thanks. How are you? So Wilson's maiden name was Mary Elizabeth Cassidy. She was born on the 11th of June in 1889, and that was in Catchgate, Stanley, Durham. And, she went through her life, being raised in that area. She married her first husband, John Knowles, around November of 1914. They had settled into a house, and she, at that time in life, right, it was common to have border living situations where many people lived in the same house, and they paid a little bit of money to rent a room, and it included cooked meals and things like that, right? However, and back in these days too, like there wasn't the forensic testing and stuff like that we have now. So, she essentially kind of got away for a long time with what she was doing, because the men that she was with were older when they got sick, and the coroner and the person who comes to pronounce the death was, it's all a small town place, and everybody kind of knows everybody, and it really just didn't seem like anything was odd because they were older, and I mean they got sick, and it was just kind of marked as natural causes. Meanwhile, that really wasn't the case, and that she was poisoning them with rat poisoning and stuff. But we'll get more into that in a sec. She had waited about 5 months before she married another man after her husband had died. Now, her husband died because of her poisoning him, right? Her second husband, Russell, that came into the picture, he ended up dying in 1956 or like early 57. And the attending physician declared that both men had died of natural causes. And then Wilson, of course, Mary Elizabeth Wilson, she collected the money that was, their inheritance or whatnot, right? So in June of 1957, Wilson had married her third husband, Oliver Leonard. But she had been sitting and hanging out with a friend when she had met this Leonard person, right, Mr. Leonard. And as she was visiting with her friend having tea, she asks her friend if the old bugger, as she called him, had any money. And it seemed a little bit odd that, this woman had already had like two men that had passed away. People knew of her history and stuff. And I mean, of course, her friend was more concerned with how she was doing. But I mean, Mary Elizabeth Wilson was doing just fine and didn't seem to be very sad, and said that she was just keeping up on things and whatnot. Meanwhile, she had just sort of, developed this taste for money and murder and inheritance money and whatnot, right? So of course, she charms this Mr. Oliver Leonard. He was a retired real estate agent. And I mean, she killed, he says, she charmed me. And then they get married. And 12 days later, the guy is dead. I mean, oh my goodness, right? He left her, 50 pounds or whatever. She soon remarried a fourth husband. His name was Ernest Wilson. And his estate was included up to 100 pounds and a bungalow and life insurance. And he died within a year. I mean, she was literally just like banging them off, and even made a joke to the coroner person, saying like she should be getting a discount by now because of how much clientele she's brought to him. I mean, everybody was kind of turning up their eyebrows, looking at this woman a little bit sideways and whatnot, right? Crazy. I back in the day, though, I mean, all of this kind of stuff nowadays would be found out instantaneously. You can't really even get away with much at all, in my opinion, these days, right? So, be right back. Getting some coffee. Hi, Leslie. Yeah, she was straight up poisoning these people. She was putting rat poisoning into, it was called phosphorus. She was putting this poison into their foods, their drinks, their medications. When the doctor would be called, he would come to the house and do house visits, because that's how that happened back then. He would prescribe, some type of medicine for the guy who was sick, and then she would start administering the medicine, whether it was cough syrup or whatever. Meanwhile, it had more of the poison inside of it, and I mean, she would just slowly kill them. And so the coroner would come back, a doctor would come back, and they would just pronounce him dead. It got to the point, though, on the fourth one, or was it the third one? Hang on. It got to the point where the last death, he just wrote out the death certificate. Yeah, it was the last one. He didn't even come out to pronounce it. He just wrote up the death certificate, which again, nowadays that would not be something that would be okay or probably even practiced. But regardless, it seemed, she seemed like a trusting person and whatnot, and they just weren't really looking at her in a malicious type of way. Meanwhile, that's exactly what was happening. Crazy woman, right? I mean, holy cow. I mean, she even joked at one point at one of their funerals, when somebody asked what they should do with the luncheon sandwiches that were left over from the reception of the wedding. She said, "Oh, just save it for the funeral," jokingly. But I mean, what? Like, holy cow, I couldn't even believe that, crazy jokes and whatnot, it ended up that they exhumed the bodies of the last two husbands, and it revealed high levels of the phosphorus. Her defense claimed the substance was contained in their medication, but Wilson was convicted for 2 out of the 4 murders with beetle poisoning. Sorry, it wasn't rat poisoning, it was beetle poisoning. In 1956 and 57. And the remains of her earlier 2 husbands were exhumed at a later date and pointed to the same cause of death. There was no reason, however, to have a second trial. So Wilson was sentenced to death, as I stated. Her advanced age allowed her to get a reprieve. Her sentence was commuted to life in prison, and she died while incarcerated at Holloway. So, just crazy though, right? But I mean, I guess back in those days, before all this forensic testing and all of our amazing technology that we have now, it was something that she was able to get away with, sadly. She had raised like 6 kids and, later died, I guess, in jail in 1963. But just crazy, I thought personally. She was caught when a camera was put up in the hospital. A little boy died. Did you ever see the case with the mother that induced her son from birth with some type of extra sodium by IV, and her son had been sick over the years? No, I did not. That's horrible. Kind of stupid. I mean, seriously, like, what are you doing? You think that things aren't going to get caught or found now? Like, you can't do stuff like that. And you're his mother? Like, what's wrong with you? You just want to like shake and slap some people. Like, what are you thinking? But of course, then we would go to jail. Seriously. I was pretty shocked, but I mean, again, because of the date of the crimes, I can understand why, she kind of got away with it and stuff like that. And I mean, it's due to these things happening that we are able to, kind of advance ourselves in the education of figuring out what happened, right? It must be so like reassuring when police get the chance to cuff and put away somebody. I mean, we just get to read about it all. We just get to sort of follow the story along as it unfolds, whether that be the investigation or the court process. And I mean, they're the ones that actually get that feeling of knowing that they were part of a team that caught the person who did something really bad to someone else. I mean, let's face it, most of these people that have died at another person's hands are good people. Like, they really, they're normal human good people type thing. It sucks. It is terrible. I totally agree. Hello, Miss Shaylee. Hey, Henry. Yeah, I'll never understand that, because not only do you ruin the person's life of whoever you've hurt, right? And these perps are not maybe even thinking this far ahead, but you're also ruining your entire own life by taking away all your own freedom. And I just don't understand, the trade-off there. How is that, better? I really don't understand. Hello, Miss Shaylee. But I bet it's a really reassuring and, I don't know, like a comforting feeling to know that you were part of the team that put the cuffs on the person that killed somebody that, that deserved to live, that really didn't need to die. Like, I don't know. Never understand why someone hurt somebody like that. Yeah, me neither. Unless you're in a like fight for your life and it's life or death, but like, we're not talking about that, right? We're talking about the fact that these people are doing this because they have greed for money, or they have, a desire for things or whatever. TGIS and club. Love it. But yeah, I'll never understand that because, you're completely jeopardizing all of your own freedom and your own choices and your own life at the same time. And yeah, you might be able to breathe for the rest of your life for till you naturally die of causes. But I mean, is that any kind of a life when you're stuck behind bars and you're in a cell and you have no choices? You can't go outside. You can't go and try new things or, eat new foods or whatever. Like I just will never understand the trade-off to that. Like it just doesn't seem like a good trade. Miss Shaylee, what's up? Look it up on YouTube. Garnet Spears, mother's poisoned her son. Which was the typo, hun? Damn, my back is killing me today. Oh, you guys. Oh, the is? Well, I mean, so like this case was super old and stuff. Like, so she's long obviously gone through court before many of us were even born. I mean, for real. She was already, on to killing people. Died at 69, 70 years old in 1963. So crazy, So that was the first story that I wanted to share with you guys. The second story I wanted to share with you guys is about a lady named Jean Harrington. Jean Harrington was sort of it's the best way to describe it. She sort of went through her life keeping things, paid off and out of debt. And she really, saved her pennies and worked hard and, she ended up meeting later on a man named Michael Gable, but she was already very well sort of set up in life and, she was content. She was also, though I might add, she was a hoarder, unfortunately. So sometimes I feel like there are some things in your life that block you from even seeing what the reality is of what's going on, and whether that's something that you're doing intentionally to try to block certain pain in order to not be self-aware. That's maybe a different situation than being completely blind to it and not wanting to admit to potentially having a part in a problem, right? And that's the self-awareness part. Not everybody is really able to do that, right? So she had her own issues, and that was hoarding, and she was a chronic type spender. But it almost seems like she kind of lost her way. Like after they hooked up and got together, there was a lot more spending, and it was unfortunately due to a gambling problem that her husband had. However, she literally lost it, and unfortunately, sadly, took this man away way too early and away from a lot of people who are still living, sadly. So I'm not going to drop everybody's names, but I do want to read you, a little bit about him, because he was so young to even have had to lose his life. He was 55 years old. And he passed away on Tuesday, August 16th, 2011. So this is more of a recent case type thing. But still, there are probably these family members living. And, I don't really want to. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Tambra. Love that. Hang on. Well, I mean, think about the mother that convinced her healthy daughter that he was sick and put all that medicine poison in her. And the child killed mom for doing that to her. Interesting. That's crazy too, though. Thank you. Thank you for what you do for all of us, but more than us, for yourself. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, my heart goes out to these kinds of situations, especially knowing that, this man had a brother and a sister and a mom and a dad that were still here. And, he's also has children. I mean, so he has a son and a daughter. And it's just absolutely devastating that all of them, like his daughter doesn't have her father to walk her down the aisle if she ever chooses to get married. He'll never be able to go to a football game with his son. It's devastating when you hear that so many other people's lives were flipped upside down because somebody didn't keep their feeling or emotion in check. I feel like if we let that go, right, and you put all your trust and all your emotion into a person, you're dangerously suscepting yourself to over exaggerating and overreacting. And I don't know, like I feel like relationships require you to be a little bit more level-headed, yet when you're in it and you're emotionally attached and involved, it's really difficult to sometimes separate that, right? And it's sad now that these people, all their lives are flipped upside down because of one woman, freaking out and literally losing her on this man. And she beat him to death. Like, I mean, well, practically. She tasered him while he was sleeping. And, the heinous fashion that she sort of lost her cool on him is just brutal. And then afterwards, you guys, like, and that's not even all of it. She saran wrapped him on so that he suffocated. And then when she had called the police, you guys, she said that he had committed suicide. I mean, are you stupid? Because it's pretty obvious that, those kinds of wounds don't come from suicide. Like, absolutely brutal. And my heart goes out to the family that, had to deal with this woman. It's odd though, because it seems as though Michael even noticed that something was not right with her and told his daughter that, she is not okay. Like stay away type of thing, which is worrisome. Like, I don't know. I would be very concerned if, any one of us was saying, something like that to your loved one. But let me just read a little bit of this to you guys. So it took the jury 2 hours of deliberation to return the guilty verdict on Jean Harrington. On murder, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence, charges for killing her estranged husband, Michael. Harrington was 58 years old and was led out of the courtroom in handcuffs after Lorain County Common Pleas Judge Raymond Ewers ordered her held without bond until her sentencing hearing. The minimum sentence in the case is 15 years to life in prison. And, the assistant county prosecutor, Laura Dezort, also said that she had information that Harrington was a suicide risk and that, she had argued that Harrington, wanted Harrington to be taken into custody. Now, of course, the family was elated with the guilty verdict, right? Everyone deserves to know the truth, that Jean deserves to be held responsible. And, Harrington was the one that had called the police at 11:30 a.m. on August 16th, 2011. And it was to report that she had discovered her 55-year-old husband, Michael, unresponsive inside their home. When police arrived, they found, Michael laying on the couch in the den where he slept with plastic wrap around his bloody head. Okay. An autopsy had determined that he had Benadryl in his system and he had suffered other injuries, including multiple hits from a stun gun. Harrington told police that, she had shocked Michael about 20 times with a stun gun as an argument about their financial problems, including impending sheriff's sale of their foreclosed home. And it turned into physical confrontation. Harrington also insisted during the lengthy police interview in which she referred to her husband as a sociopath and a coward, and that he was alive when she went to bed after begging her not to call the police. She said that she'd found him when she and the couple's 11-year-old had returned, running errands, and called police. So defense attorney Troy Reeves argued that suicide, not murder, was more likely cause of the death, and Harrington had planned to leave their house, and it was sold off and move into a trailer and stuff, and that it was him that sort of snapped and killed himself. Of course, Jean Harrington already had her exit strategy. The defense was trying to argue that, it doesn't do her any good to kill him. Meanwhile, I could clearly see it as an outsider that this was, this woman lost her shh and took it out on him. So closing arguments came after the defense last witness, a handwriting expert, testified Monday that Michael's signature at the one sentence suicide note found at the scene. A prosecution witness testified earlier in the trial that there was no way to say for certain whether or not Michael had signed the piece of paper, which testing showed that Harrington's DNA on the creases where it had been folded. So it was clear that she had done all of that. Assistant County Prosecutor Laura Dezort told jurors that while Michael's death may have seemed like a whodunit, there was only one conclusion that they could reach, and that it was Jean Harrington that was guilty. The evidence clearly showed that the defendant is the killer of Michael, and she was the one who ended his life, and she was the one who staged the scene to distract anybody looking at her as to blame her and cast blame elsewhere, and that she could get away with it, and that she could get rid of herself as an albatross around her neck. Several witnesses testified during the trial that plastic wrap as a method of killing came up in conversation with Michael and Harrington. One witness said that Michael had told him that he would use plastic wrap to commit suicide, while two women Harrington knew through the church she once worked at testified, saying that Harrington told them that she would kill Michael by putting plastic wrap between her buttocks and his face and sitting on him until he suffocated. So absolutely brutal, this woman. That she thought that she could get away with something like this, and that she took it into her own hands to rob these people of their father, of their son for his parents, of their brother and their sister, that he has a sister as well. So, I mean, it's just brutal that, this one woman, not being able to keep herself in check, completely heinously freaks out and takes this man's life. I mean, brutal. How do you lay down and go to sleep? Hey, it's Dana a little bit. I came across your name too in the old name entries. But absolutely brutal, that this woman, robbed all these people from this man, and having this man in their lives. And for what? Like, for real? For what? Hey, Gigi. You just found me on chat. Been listening for a minute. I can catch the beginning later if the video is up. Yeah. Yes, I hear you. I have been known to do that if I get a little bit sideways with my depression or irritated with my situation, as in my family situation. I'm actually kind of finding that there aren't too many situations that I'm going to allow the power to bother me. It is in our control, folks, to either allow somebody the power over your emotion and your, like even just your hurt feelings and stuff like that. If you give somebody that kind of power, it could be a little bit dangerous, right? So I'm learning myself even at 40 years old, which I never thought. When you talk about yourself because it's you that's been living this whole thing and you're sure you deal with things in certain ways. I said that I thought that I was overly emotional sometimes. Well, there's sometimes that I surprise the shh out of myself, and I'm like, well, that really didn't bother me actually too much. Interesting, So I don't know. Maybe that's the growing up thing. I'm not sure, but gotta run, pick up your great nephew from school. Okay, Lisa, have a great day. Drive safe, you. Drive safe. I'm just going to heat up my coffee. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Oh. Okay, what's Dana saying? Emotions are indirectly in our control. I completely agree with you. We must control our thoughts and behaviors first and foremost. I completely agree with you. And like, I even had mine tested recently, and I was like, huh. So I guess, yeah, you could give somebody the power and you could overreact and run with your emotion and hurt feeling, or you could just let it go and not care as much either. And then really, well, like there's nothing there. It's just like, well, I'm not giving them that kind of control over me. You know what I mean? But yeah, I totally agree with you. And I don't think I even really realized that, or I was younger and immature and I did allow them that power or that control when something wrong happened, that I gave it to them and ran with it or overreacted or, freaked out or whatever. So interesting, though, because I clearly, in the past discussions together, thought that I was still like that until I was recently tested. And I'm like, maybe I have evolved. I don't know, but, I've been trying not to let them have the power over my emotions, but some things are cruel and hurt no matter how hard I try to push it out of my head. And see, I deal with that as far as my family and my children. And I think the difference is if it's something that you were emotionally attached to ever, it's going to hurt you. If it's something that's brand new and it's somebody that hurt you that, you maybe just have just met or you didn't really know that well, like it's a little bit harder to have all that emotion and care attached to it because you don't even really know them or care too, and they screwed up with whatever it is and that's their loss, right? You just moving right along. Or that's how I see it now, and I didn't used to when I was younger. I think when you're younger too, you think like in the momentary thing, like this is my life right now. And that doesn't always have to be what your life can be, whatever, whenever, wherever you decide, so. My sweet postman was killed a block away from my neighborhood on a lockdown. Why was your neighborhood on a lockdown is what I'm curious about, but that is so, so too bad. He was a father of 4. He was very, very, very personal. Aw. Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry for your, I guess it is a loss, right? With the knowledge that emotions are fleeting. Yes, they are not. The emotion is there as long as you're going to feed and give into it, right? As long as you're going to continue reflecting on it or remembering or whatever, which that's my problem sometimes with my family situation, right? But I mean, even that's getting easier and easier to deal with. I used to never, when I was younger, I used to not even be able to talk about it at all without crying. It's not like that anymore. So sometimes you have to have emotions. Sometimes you have to have emotions, and sometimes you have to just let them go and say, you know what, you're not going to bother me, or I'm not going to allow you to bother me, you know? Yeah, was he shot, Miss Shaylee, or what happened? And why, I'm hoping she's typing, why was the area on lockdown? So were you all like kind of like citizens on house arrest, or what? What happened, Miss Shaylee? You're in the US, right? Yeah, you are. Yeah. So what the fiddle happened? My curls are just crap today. Human experience emotions. The key is our response to our emotions. Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. Hence the power of giving them, you know, that power over your emotion. Should also look at Gabriel Fernandez case. He broke my heart. Um, was this the person that was born April 1988? Tambra? Yeah, I just was looking it up. An Indian professional footballer who plays as a winger for FC Pune City in the Indian Super League. Interesting. The native culture is actually a really calm, serene, quiet, beautiful culture. But interesting, Tambra, what happened exactly? Because if it's like it's only showing me like a sports career, are you sure? Like, what happened is what I'm wondering. Child abuse that led to murder. Oh, that is so sad. I wouldn't want to cover that kind of story anyways, though. You guys, anything that's involving children is really not ad user friendly at all. And I mean, like it's the most brutal type crimes, right, that are involving children. The crime that involved the Turpins, they all lived there, survived. I mean, that's what's so happy. The crime with the Watts family is just brutal. I mean, to hear of children losing their lives ever is just heartbreaking all the time, Tambra, all the time. But that being said, you know, I don't want to be the one that's covering all those kinds of stories. It literally just breaks my heart too badly that I don't want to just be a crying, blabbering, sobbing person in front of you as I'm trying to tell you some heinous story. There are so many heinous stories out in the world that I can't even bring myself to cover the children ones. It's just too much for me. I already, you guys, have a hard time with all the crime that I do follow, just trying to have a normal life now and stuff. Like every turn, everything I do, everything I look at, I'm all looking at a little sideways and wondering if there's something, more or something heinous or whatever. It's got my depression kind of going a little bit, right? So I can't even imagine. Like, at least the police and the officers and all the officials who help solve these type crimes have access to counseling and therapy and that kind of stuff. I don't, so I really need to be careful with that. I really need to not suscept my brain to only that. I need to continue to diversify my true stories channel, because too much crime is just depressing. And let's face it, I mean, it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to find it if you look for it. It's everywhere. There are crazy stories everywhere. So, I would literally not be able to hold it together doing those kinds of stories. I don't think I could do it. It's too much. I'm already, like I said, teetering a little bit, having troubles, fully dealing with all the crime that we do follow on a regular basis. And that's because I am like wholeheartedly looking into things and ordering case files and reading up on all of the evidence, the process, the information, the pictures, the video, the audio, everything that is involved. I'm diving into it. So, I mean, I got to be careful that I don't completely overload and break down into some negative space and place, if you know what I mean. We are the voice for the voiceless. I totally agree. But I just don't think I'd be able to do the kids thing, Let's talk about hockey. You're cute. How's your makeup line coming around, Tambra? Are you still in the process of labeling and figuring out ingredient mixtures or what? Hello, Granny Doe. Agree with all the crime, depression, crime all day. Listen to a comedian on YouTube before I go to bed. It helps quite a bit. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I like to watch like the reality TV shows that I watch, like Big Brother and Real Housewives and Survivor. And there's all kinds, even the bake-offs and the cook-offs and stuff like that. Anything that's sort of involving real people, I like, but I definitely like to diversify in order to not become too down, because let's face it, it's super easy to be down. So it really is. Good mix. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely like, being a voice for the people who are just unjustly treated and maybe, lost their lives, or they survived it, or perhaps they're still missing, there's a whole wide range of all kinds of stories, right? But yeah, definitely, I appreciate all of your guys' support with it all, because sometimes it's too hard to stay completely positive. And you guys have witnessed that with me, I am really real, and the camera, it's not gonna hide my facial expressions, right? I don't think I could be fake even if I tried. For real. Yes, you're still in the process of the makeup stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I'd love to try your makeup stuff. So, excuse me. I want to do another story. I may have touched base slightly on it, of Amanda Berry, um, Gina DeHoos, and Ashley, the three ladies that were kidnapped for 10 years and survived. I um, I just find that story just riveting. Like I can't, it's so hard to believe that that is probably potentially what's happening all around the world with all kinds of missing people, that they are possibly still alive somewhere. That the fact that these three ladies, could survive and 10 years, like, sheesh. I mean, unbelievable. We'll send once I have. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, have you chosen a name for your makeup stuff, Tambra, or what? If you haven't chosen a name, that's fine. I'm curious. You're choosing North. Interesting. That's Kim Kardashian's daughter's name, right? That's your last name? No way. That's so cool. Well, how fitting. Very nice. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm stoked, girl. I have to admit, I'm like, hey, Valerie, how you doing, honey? I'm doing all right, thank you. I think I'm just about to go make a second cup of coffee. Well, I think this is my third, actually. I can't wait though to see like your makeup stuff. I'm so excited. That's got to be such an like a fun process to do as well. Like if you're making colors and all kinds of really neat experiences. Hey, Alice, how you doing, honey? Alice Lynn, I love being a Grammy. Love it. I just love that it's actually working. I don't know how many of you guys are actually on my YouTube channel as well, but I'm good. Would like to see you cover the Ariel Castro case, yeah. And the survivors, yeah, yeah. Honestly, like that's absolutely um it's just mind-blowing that they actually made it through and survived. Wasn't he a former school bus driver or something? Like, did he see these girls at some point, or like how did he even know? I'll have to do some digging on that case for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna grab another coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Hey, Miss Shaylee, are you still here? Yeah, you're still here, I think. I tried to send you an invitation on, I think it's email, actually. I tried to send you an invitation for a video call or whatever, and I just wanted to know if you got it. Hey, Annie, how you doing, honey? Long time no see. I totally understand that you're busy. I totally get it. That's most of us women that are doing 6 things at the same time every day, right? But yeah, totally understand, sweetie. But I was wondering if you could check that out. I really want to see how this app works as far as the video conference calls. Of course, it's new again, right? So I need somebody to kind of practice and see if this thing even works and all that. I miss you too, Annie. I'm so glad you were able to pop in and say hello. I totally miss you. I miss seeing your pretty bright picture on here, you know? So pretty. It's your little, like, I love the flower halo. So cute. I'm looking fab. Aw, thanks. Literally nothing that I wear costs very much money anyways, so. It all looks rather, expensive. I'm a deal hunter all the way. No, not now, hun. I had sent it yesterday or the day before, and I just didn't even know. I think it was yesterday. I didn't even know if you were getting it, if you could see the invitation. Right. Okay. So maybe if you could check and see, did it come through or not? Hey, Lehena. Salut, ma belle. Comment ça va? Stephanie Davis. Regine. Hi, honey. Can't stay long. Well, much love. I haven't seen you in a while either. I love a good bargain. Like, seriously, love a good bargain. And I mean, if it looks like it's still in good shape, right? Like, yeah. You got it? Okay, cool. Ça va, sublime, concentre de te voir. Oh, t'es contente. Je m'excuse. Je pensais que ça dit concentre. Contente. Merci. So I was wondering, like, how easy it is to connect, how it looks, how if am I able to connect that to? Well, I guess I would just do a screen sharing, but I don't know what it looks like once the 2 people are on there, and what buttons and stuff are available to me. And so I'm just looking for a little bit of help, and together we can try to figure this out and make sure it all works, and then we're good. Seriously. Good, gorgeous morning. I forget where you are, Regine. Are you in the UK or no? Where are you? In the UK, you'd be ahead, so. You love the coffee cup? Yeah, I do. You just have to go onto the website. It's in the About Me page, the Big Cartel store. That's the one I deal with, Big Cartel. And yeah, the coffee mugs are on there. I know last time somebody asked, I think it was Loney or something. I was really just not in a good mood. I was really depressed that day. But yeah, it's just on the About Me page for the Big Cartel store. Gigi says, I had to go get me a cup of coffee, Sherry. My first cup today. I made it look great. Well, hey, if there's any coffee shops out there that would like to work together, I am totally game. Totally. Hello, Shady Lady. How are you? Right? Just advertise myself. Hey, Christine Jones, how are you doing? Christine has a lovely daughter that is serving in the U.S. Navy, I believe, right? Oh, thanks, Chica. That's so great. That's the merch store link. Is that the merch store link? I think so, yeah. It's okay, thank you. What about me? I'm okay, thanks. It's 9 p.m. Oh my, you're having a glass of wine? I'm not quite there yet. Give me time. Just kidding. Marines, I'm sorry. Of course I got it wrong. But how is she doing? Is she good? Have you talked to her recently? I think I'm going to do my nails again soon. It's only 4 o'clock in Montreal. I know, 6 o'clock in the morning. Australia. That's right. Darn it. I'm sorry. Good morning. Just be all quiet now. What time is it in Canada? It is 3 p.m. It's not quite 5 o'clock yet, folks. Too funny. She's all right. She's trying to re-enlist. Nice. I would love to visit Australia one day. That's for sure. Totally. Please tell her thank you. Thank you to the family. Yes. Yes, Tambra does have a traveling site, guys. Tambra, the What's Up lady, she has a traveling site. So if anybody's interested in booking anything, you can certainly go and hit up her site. Feel free to share your link, Tambra. Yeah, it would be so cool to check out Australia one day, for sure. I miss the Australian croc guy, right? The one who passed away, and I forget his name right now, for crying out loud. Someone's going to say it and I'm going to be like, that's it. But he was stung through the heart, right? Steve, yes. Erwin, thank you. Yes. Hi, Carolyn from Dallas. It doesn't let you. What the fiddle? Well, what is your site called again? And I'll look it up and I'll post it for you. Steve Irwin. Yeah, he was so great though. Like his voice was great. His energy was awesome. He was always like, go, go, go. He knew so much about, all these various animals and stuff. Trip Me Out Travel. Let me see if I can find it quick. Oops. Do you really want to know what just happened? I started typing on the one keyboard that's not the keyboard that I'm actually on. I'm like, why isn't it working or coming up? And I realize I have two devices going on. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, Trip Me Out Travel. I hope I get the right one, girl. I'm not gonna lie. If you were on my Facebook page right now, you'd be able to see that I'm literally trying to find your site. I don't know which one is yours. Like, would it be the Trip Me How It Works or no? Or local travel, personalized trips from local travel agencies? Trip Me? Or you guys are all laughing at me. Seriously, I couldn't believe that. And of course, it's live, right? So I can't edit it. I'm just like, doo, doo, doo. You can even hear it. Too funny. Okay, yeah, but on the Google, when you punch it into Google, honey, it just put .com. Okay, hang on. Too funny. The way I have my, okay, I think I found it this time, hun. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste this one here. And the way that I have my things set up, you guys, like both the keyboards are in front of each other. This one's like down further, and then this one's up here. And oh my gosh, it's just hilarious. If you're watching this on my Facebook, you'd literally have seen me switching back and forth too. Tell me if that's the right one, though. Is that the right one? Work calls, Regine. Okay, honey. Have a good day. That's the wrong bucking button. I'm just like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Meanwhile, it's not pulling up, and I'm like, what's going on? That's what I get for using two devices all right beside each other, right? Too funny. It works. It's the right one. Okay. All right. Good. That's what I needed to know. Gotta run. Okay, girl. Have a great day, Heather. Enjoy your family time. Yeah, but I'm not on it right now, hun. Miss Shaylee, I'm not on it right now. So I was just looking to see if we could try and test it together, Looks like something I would do, right? I'm just like, do. Oh, shoot, wrong wrong keyboard. Too funny. Oh, my back is just killing me. I'm glad I'm not the only one that would do something like that. But yeah, I'm not on it right now, hun. But maybe if we could try that after the live or something. I don't know, or I don't know. We could arrange a time, if whatever works for you. Too funny. Oh boy. Yeah, smash that like if you're enjoying this and if you're laughing and chuckling. Hit that like. I love it. Love the support. Spook and Bury, I don't know why, but I'm finding this very entertaining. Well, I'm very glad to have you, and I'm very glad that you're entertained. We have a lot of fun around here. I mean, I like to cover true stories of most any kind. So when we have a little too much crime, it's good to have a little bit of wine and unwind time, maybe, right? But no, for real, like it's, too much of all the negativity is not good for the psyche. So we try to have fun and laughs around here too. Yeah, we'll try it soon. Okay, sounds good, hun. I got you giggling, Gigi. Yes, welcome, Spook and Bury. Absolutely. This room is always a good place for some laughs. Absolutely. Sometimes it's a little flaky. Sometimes it's a little, whatever. Oh, man, you guys. But yeah, we do try to have a good time around here. Yeah, we need the laughter. We cover a lot of really serious stories around here, so it's nice to have the laughter for sure. I love that I can share, my screen on Facebook and stuff. Like now I just got to figure out how to do that, with other channels, like with other pages that I'm looking at or, researching so you guys can see too. Very embarrassed. Sunday was gardening with a bikini top and shorts on. Next thing I know, one of my boobs slipped out. I'm hoping my neighbors wasn't in. That's funny. Too funny. I've been meaning to check that out. I'm not going to lie. But I've said that before with other shows, not realizing that I started watching it. What was that one where there's actually literally a case that's like playing out, not making of a murder, not the one with Stephen Avery, but there's another one where they're literally like the seasons are showing you the process of, and it's a long sort of a slow process. But I wonder if it's that I've been checking out. That's too funny. Get a better fitting top, yeah. But I mean, if it's a bikini top, even I could see, right? You bend over and there's like nothing holding it. Gravity works sometimes, right? As we're getting older, pops out. Too funny. Men do not have this problem. They have to worry about other things popping out. Too funny. I don't know. I've heard from a lot of men. They got to keep it in check. They see a pretty girl. They got to really like sometimes not even focus too much on it because they don't want their body to start reacting. Too funny. Yeah, I remember that, Lisa, right? I think that was around New Year's or Christmas or something. Shady lady, you're going to be just sweating your boobs off wearing masking tape. That's hilarious. Spook and Fairy's just like, yeah, just let her wear the nice top. That's probably what your neighbors are saying too, shady lady. I love it when the neighbor comes out to garden in her bikini. Too funny. My boobs don't get away from me anymore. You tuck them into your waistband of your pants. Oh my goodness. Hilarious, folks. Hilarious. We're going to get all the trolls right away, I'm sure. Tape them. You're just going to be like sweating, like just pouring. Too funny. Not if you had my neighbor. Aw. Aw. I'm just like, that's hilarious. The potato could fall out of the sack. Oh boy. Crap, it's Ollie. Too funny. Oh man, too funny. Going out to eat, have some drinks. Thanks for another nice afternoon. Very nice. Thank you for joining, Tambra. I hope you have wonderful drinks and a great evening out, honey. Be safe, and we'll see you again next time. We'll be back Saturday for a live at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's my time. That's 5 p.m. GMT time if you're going by YouTube time, which I think is like Greenwich Mountain or something like that. Your neighbors would have moved very quickly. You may attract them to stay like that. In all honesty, though, you guys, I was like so perturbed. Last year, my landlord decided to cut down my privacy in my front window. You guys have seen my big front window. Well, I used to have tree branches in front of that window, and he cut it down last year, saying that the trees were the foundation was getting too close to the house, and that it was going to damage it. Meanwhile, the stumps are all still there, but all my privacy is gone. So I literally had to go and buy something to tape up across the bottom of my window, because my bedroom is right here and my bathroom is all the way over there. So trying to come out of the shower, walking past that huge picture frame window, I mean, I might as well just slap a sign on there saying, free show? Like, seriously. Oh my gosh. Yes, we'll see you later. Hello, Caroline Maslin. You have to go, Lahaina. Yes, you have a great evening, honey. Salut, ma belle. Right? I'm wondering, like, you never took down the stumps. You just took down all my foliage that's blocking, and now I have absolutely no freaking privacy. And I literally, was like, I got to do something about this. Wintertime, I guess, I don't know. I really wasn't, I just got sick of like always having to get dressed before going across to the other side of the house if I wanted to just go jump into the shower, and I didn't want to have to fully get dressed or put on the whole, robe. I just want to grab it and go. So I just had to go and buy something to put up on the bottom of my window, and just, now I get to see like the beautiful sky, but not everybody that's trying to like drive by and look inside can see in the window whenever, I hate that. It's like no privacy. Like, come on, seriously? And all the stumps are still there. If they were really bothering your foundation, you would have to take those out too. Meanwhile, they've been sitting there the same way since last year. So I'm just like, like, whatever. Whatever. Seriously. My wife got the hump when I trimmed her bush. You're funny. I think we'll buy a bigger bikini top. Strap them in. Yeah, the bikini tops that tend to look more like a bra are pretty good because they have the wiring underneath and stuff. So, with the strap, it will hold you in like a bra in a sense. But the other ones that have like no underwire and you can scrunch them together or pull them apart, those ones I tend to fall out of, There goes the neighborhood. Oh my goodness, right? Seriously. I was just like, there was no point to taking down my privacy. I realize now, like, seriously. Why was Spookenbury timed out? You must have said something. View. Oh, well. They might be peeping Toms. Well, that's why I freaking put up this thing here already. Like, I was so frustrated. Now that it's nicer out, there's so many more people that are walking around too, and everybody's driving. And I'm like, no, I'm not okay with just having this wide, huge window open. Like, literally, the only thing you can't see is like my thigh to my feet. You can see everything else. So I'm like, no, thanks, I think I will just buy something and tape it up, and that's what I did. I'm just like, no thanks. I don't need the extra, view. So Hello, Alvin Sanchez. Welcome, welcome. Alvin Sanchez, can I ask you something? Sure. Oh my gosh, Lisa, you're hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I don't know. They might be a little bit too far away, but you're hilarious. So if you go to youtube.com, you can go into setting yourself up a channel, and there's all kinds of links that just describe what you need to be qualified in order to be monetized. And there is some courses and classes and lessons and stuff that I'd recommend taking. They're pretty informative. Miss Shaylee's just oh man. Too funny. I don't know if they've changed anything since, I became partner or whatever, but you definitely could go through the links to find out. It'll help you. I meant to try to watch both chats too this time. And of course, I didn't do that again and miss somebody. I feel bad when I miss somebody, I'm like, shoot, sorry. Oh. Thank you, eyes. Well, you're welcome. I do have eyes, yeah. Hmm. I had an apartment overlooking a cemetery. I used to have an apartment that overlooked a cemetery back when I lived in the city. I was young then. I was only like 17. But used to go in the parks with the big OE beers, they were only like $2, $3 or something. You'd have like the big 1.5 ounce beer, and we'd go sit in the park right near the cemetery and hang out and drink too much. I don't know, like there really wasn't anything that I ever noticed that happened there, but I also wasn't really paying attention to it at that time in my life. It was just another place, and it happens to be right on a main street, actually. So in the midst of Osborne area, excuse me, in Winnipeg. Excuse me. Cemeteries are not for you. Yeah, it was okay. But like I said, I was so young, I don't even think that I even really paid attention. And maybe had I maybe would have noticed some things. Who knows, right? Yeah, it had big trees. Yeah, this one has big trees as well. Excuse me. I was too high up. I legitimately looked over it. Like you could look out my balcony and see it. Well, yeah, I'm nowhere around a cemetery now. I'm around a church where there's a lot of activity and events and cars and people that randomly show up and park in the back. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, oh, I'm telling you, after a whole year of covering myself, or the almost going to cover myself, like, but I forgot and I'm trying to hurry, and yet I see somebody as I'm going by and I'm like, and then you hurry, like that's happened too many times, and I'm just like, okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Okay, I'm making one last cup of coffee. Sorry, guys. Ah, Jim Stark. Stop and wave. You're funny. No way. I was so choked when I saw like somebody sitting there. Like I was so irritated. You have no idea how much restraint it took in that moment to not just be wanting to like throw on my robe and go outside and be like, what are you doing sitting here? When they have every right to in a public, space to be like, but I was so irritated. Thank you, Henry. That's so sweet of you. I was so irritated at that moment when I was caught in my own damn window, my own place where I pay all my bills. Buck in my window. Like, are you for real? Like, oh, so irritating. So, in all honesty, I was like, I need to do something to fix this because I can't be walking by this huge picture window, buck naked, and everybody's seeing it. Like, it just creates for this level of paranoia that you don't even want to leave your freaking room, unless you're fully dressed. And I'm in the comfort and privacy of my own home, so I should be able to. It's so ridiculous. Oh man. Sherry, what do you think of the new sketch of the Delphi murder guy? In all honesty, I wonder, like what they have in their possession to kind of come to a new sketch of somebody who maybe appears to be younger and stuff. And I wonder if it's going to trigger anything with, you know, anybody in that area that may have had somebody visiting, you know, in the month of February in 2017, whether that be just a nephew or something. But I mean, like, I just wonder, like, how many people around that area are actually aware of that crime that has happened? What if it's like a person that comes out to visit, you know, an elderly grandparent, and you know, like, we've all had grandparents where they're not necessarily fully paying attention to whatever's going on. Um, you missed the picture of the new. I will show you. Um, like, it could be somebody that's come to visit with an elderly person, and that person really isn't even aware, you know. The vehicle too that there was a white vehicle that was found, that just kind of abandoned, and they really don't know whose it is. What's wrong with this stupid thing right now? Excuse me. You thought it was creepy when you saw what it seems to be like a Halloween mask poking out of Chris Watts' wardrobe in one of the footage. Um, was that in the very first initial search of the house when they thought that the family, the girls, were just missing still? Is that what footage you're speaking of, or what? That whole case really grabbed me. You know, the Delphi murders and stuff are, for me, the story is fairly recent. Like, I believe I just started covering it this year, actually, I think, because I had heard about them off of the news. Okay, so here is the photo. Sorry, guys. Here's the new photo of the person. The old photo, I'm pretty sure everybody remembers that. This one makes it look like it's a lot younger of a guy. The old photo, this one, he appeared to be a little bit older, right? Oh, come on, camera, work with me. But he appears to be quite a bit older there. The Delphi case, these are obvious two different people. Well, you know, it definitely appears to be, in a sense, but excuse me. Talking about the mask and the pic of Chris Watts' house. Oh, sorry. Two different combos. Okay, see you later, Lisa. Don't worry, at least we are still around, honey. Which footage was that, you guys? Was that the footage when they were just initially searching the house when they thought everybody was just missing, or after? The sliding wardrobe next to the cellar door. Oh, yeah, that's right. There was a costume in there. Yes, I do remember that. It was that closet that's right near the doorway, right? To go out to the garage, you could go that way or you could go downstairs into the basement. I know which, if that's the one that you're talking about, I believe I know exactly what you're talking about now. Hello, Noodles. Yo, girl. I was saying yo to somebody online. I was kind of like slang and I was irritated and I was just like, I was saying yo and they're like yo with these question marks. And I'm like, yes, it's slang. I'm not in a great mood right now. Yo. One sec, guys. You're in a great mood, in the mood for adventure. So, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Good, you're in the right place. Nice. That explained it, I thought. You thought it was someone hiding. Yeah, if you were looking at it quickly, it would look like that a little bit, eh? Is Laura okay? I believe so. In all honesty, I haven't spoken to her in a bit. I talked to her on Saturday. Send her a little message. What looks strong? My hair? No, it's really soft right now. Does anyone like the voice on NBC, right? Honestly, yeah. Totally. Soft and strong. Aw. Well, thanks. Yes. Yeah, I know, right? I'd love to be a guest on that show. Yeah, love the voice. Barbara. Watched since the beginning. Really nice. I definitely kind of, here and there, not solid, not like the whole time that it aired. Can I sing? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe a little. I don't know. I don't think I'm that good though. But I sometimes do that. I'm like, do a little whatever. Just being silly. Me too, besides this year. See, and I haven't really necessarily watched it so much on other years as this year. I would love to. What do you mean it wouldn't be fair? Why? You saw the NK video pictures I described, and they are different. You're right about the arm and the bun and the shoulders and the leg. I'm sorry. and all right, for real though. You're a great singer. That's awesome, Noodles. I don't know if I could classify myself as great singer. I try, but I think as soon as I start really kind of trying, I sound like probably the greatest. Aw, you're so sweet. It's good to be confident, though. Good for you, Noodles. But I can't see it on your wall. You gotta go to... Maybe this will work. Yeah. Yeah, baby. You hate not singing? You can't sing, but you try? Yeah, I don't think I'm anything great. I wonder how many people maybe even saw that before I started. Picture in the mirror of NK looked like a pole next to the door. Did she used to be a pole dancer? Oh, man. I don't know. To me, it almost looked as if the photo was taken like while she was laying down or something almost, Oh, that feels so good. I gotta get going. It's time to make supper. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon and evening. Very, very, very gracious that you came by and said hi. And I hope that you have a wonderful dinner. Thank you for coming in, Alice. Size queen, if you ask me. What is size queen? I don't understand. I wonder if this is public or friends or how I even switch that. I probably can't once it's on. No, it's live now. Now I can't remember what I said, Leslie. I'm like, what is she agreeing with? I can't remember. Too funny. My home is kind of comfortable. I like making it comfortable where I spend time, and I like having pretty things around me. So don't forget, I didn't have anything when I started here. I didn't even live here. So started everything from scratch. And yeah, I like the little accent wall, and it's very homey and comfy. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hopefully you threw one up when you came in the door. And if you're here right now, throw up a like sign. I would appreciate the support. Oh, about her laying in the bed, right? I was like, what was I just saying? Darn it. I got way too much going on in front of me, honey. Oh my man. Oh, too funny. I have to figure out how I can share it more so it gets more awareness on this other page. Hello, Meg Ryan. Just got home from work and hit the like button. Thanks. Just love that. I love the support. That's awesome. Very much appreciated. And hey, if you're new here and you're not subscribed, click that little subscribe button. It's just right there, right down there. Seriously, we have a lot of fun around here. Why not subscribe? Come back. We do lives twice a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, which if you're going by YouTube time, it's 5 p.m. So I know, right, Gigi? Juggle. Oh, boy. Noodles got me all out of sorts. Oh, man. No, I'll just own it. I'm a little out of sorts. Seriously. But I was kind of hoping, with all the people that are on my other social media account, they might, it might get more. Oh, yeah, it is already public. There's the little world thing right there. But there might be a little bit more viewers, but I do post during the week too. Thank you, Leslie. I do actually. I like to kind of keep in touch regularly, So usually there's 2 to 5 posts a week. And we've been doing that every week. Thanks for the thumbs up. We've been doing that every week since probably about halfway through 2018. I want to say is when we really picked it up. Oh, I love you too, Leslie. Thanks for the online love, honey. That's awesome. Kind of gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. Like, aw. No, but seriously, I really appreciate all of you guys' love and support and thumbs up and laughs. I mean, seriously, I couldn't do this without you. I mean, I need you here to help make me laugh. For real, though. We would have never known about Shady Lady losing a boob in her gardening experience. That was hilarious. I could totally relate. Oops, oh shit. Totally. Too funny. Hilarious. It's so true, right? I mean, seriously. It's a unity and the diversity of all of us together is what makes it amazing. And I love all of you guys, and I appreciate all of you guys that are that positive person, and you do come and contribute, conversation and compliments and laughs and all of that. I love that. I wish everybody would come and do that and feel as comfortable as all of you guys, Maybe in time they'll get there. I don't know. Losing a boob really really wasn't here for that one, Leslie. It was so funny. She was telling us about how she was gardening, and she was gardening in a bikini top and shorts. It's really hot where she's living right now. And she didn't realize right away, but her boob popped out of her bathing suit top. And I mean, it was just hilarious. Glad it wasn't the 2 boobs. It was so funny. If you scroll up in the conversation, you will literally see her comment about it. It was so funny. It was pretty funny. Excuse me. Yeah, you totally would have laughed your butt off. One sec, guys. Like, did it fall off? No, it just fell out of her bathing suit top. Which I have had happen. So I thought it was particularly funny because I've had that happen. So I can relate, and I was like picturing it, and it was just super funny. The guys got quiet except one broke out laughing. Yeah. Meg Ryan, do you know anything new about Jepsy or Kelsey, the missing women? No, I actually don't, Meg Ryan. Where are they missing from? I would love to look up the story and see what's going on. You're laughing now, Leslie, right? Because you can picture it. And you're just like, oh my goodness, as if that happened to somebody else too. Um, both from Colorado? Interesting. You're not talking about Kelsey Barrett, though, right? Are you? I am on top of that story. I see here somebody, Jepsy Amaga's disappearance. So I'm definitely on top of the Kelsey Barrett story, which is currently happening. Like it's literally currently going on, right? But I have not heard of the Jepsy yet. I'm seeing it here. Jepsy Amaga is missing from Colorado. Her disappearance is a hot topic on the internet with amateur sleuths. What? Hello, Hamdi. That seems a little bit shady. Well, yeah, I don't know what they think happened. Links to her posts on her bottom. The fiddle, I hate that. As the Colorado Springs Police Department continues its investigation into the disappearing of a local woman, her mother pleads for the public's help. 26 has not been seen or heard from since March 20th, according to her mother, Margie Amega. A police department spokeswoman told News 5, actively investigating her disappearance as a missing persons case. Anyone with information that could help find Kalunji is encouraged to call the department at 719-444-7000. The emotional toll is mounting for Margie. So worried, I cannot sleep, I cannot concentrate for work. Her daughter's been missing for nearly a month while she watches on Feeling Hopeless from Hong Kong. Really hard for me. It's really painful for me because I am very far. I cannot comfort her here. I don't know where to find her. I don't know. I'm only alone. Margie told News 5 Jepsy moved to the United States in 2017 from the Philippines. She fell in love with a man she met online. Dane Kalunji, 36, Colorado Springs resident, married Amaga in July 2017, according to Margie. Margie said that the last person to have seen Jepsy telling her Is that what it is? Mail order situation? Police continue to investigate. Margine is asking for help from 7,500 miles away. She's hopeful someone out there has information. Josie hasn't been seen since my mother's suspicions kicked in just a few days after March 20th. She always talked to me. She always messaged me. And so I wonder at the time why she's not online. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds pretty sad. I don't know what to say. She's beautiful too. Hey, Jeremy, how are you? Sorry, I was concentrating on reading. Like I almost think you guys in this day and age, you just can't be too careful with something like that. And if you're from another country and you're trying to do something like that, it would be smart to take the extra steps and check that person's background or check that person out before going all the way over to someone else's space and place. Hello, Ravi. I don't know. Like, I have not heard about this case, so I've not followed anything. I haven't even heard anything on the news or anything. So, but I would be careful. I don't think that anything in this day and age, you can't be too careful, is what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Chica. Cocker Spaniels mainly cream chocolate flecks, tan ears, tan paws, and chocolate spots above his tail. Yes, thank you, Chica. My hair is beautiful. Well, thank you, Ravi. Have fun. Gotta go start dinner. Oh, she says. Make it something fun that you haven't made in a long time. Or if you're really tired, make something super easy. Order in, maybe. I don't know, right? It's been low key lately. Well, this literally just happened. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't seem to matter where you go around the world. There's bad things happening all over the place, left, right, and center. Definitely Gigi. Definitely a troll. You're right. You guys are nicknaming each other and stuff right now. You're so cute. Too funny. Well, it sure was fun talking about these crazy lady stories. I definitely think there is a lot more to the Nicole Kessinger photos and probably some of the information and everything. It would be really nice to have some more answers to all of it, but who knows? Yeah, I think we're going to wrap this up. But yeah, it was great to hang out. I love doing our live chats. It's always fun and interactive, and I like that we can all come together and and have some fun, and just communicate, have some laughs and some chats, and we do this regularly, Tuesdays and Saturdays at 2 p.m. So if you're new, come back and check it out again, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. We certainly have a lot of good laughs around here. So I love all of you guys, and I think that yeah, we'll wrap this up, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Stay safe, and we'll see you again soon, because, well, Saturday's right around the corner. No, but in all honesty, I'll probably do some video updates in the meantime as well. So much love to everybody, and I hope to see you all come back and come follow me on Facebook, and yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Love you guys so much. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support. So thanks for joining in and putting up a like and putting in a good word and being cordial and kind and cool. Love it. So a whole nother KKK. No, I'm just kidding. Love you guys so much, though. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Mwah. And we'll see you again Saturday. And then probably do another update in the middle. Love you. Bye for now, folks.